welcome to another Ironman episode. This one will be a bit different in the sense that it is actually 2 weeks worth of progress in one. And that is because I was mobile a lot as I was taking care of a family member as they were in a driving accident while they were at a red light. But anyway, I did a lot of stuff on mobile thanks to a good phone, in which case I was able to do a lot of divination that I got almost 1,300 divine charges, and I did a lot of bossing, mainly Krill Susrock because you are able to AFK that, in which case that was perfect. Sadly, you are not able to bank the combat experience lamps from the daily challenges, but I did stock up a whopping 21, in which case when I did get back on the computer, this was a very nice experience. I mean, I flew by these levels by not even playing the game, as it is more efficient to not play the game than actually playing it as long as you do the daily challenges. And I was like, what is the next thing I should AFK? In which case I went to Hermod, getting me 95 Necromancy, which now all I have to do is kill Rashka 1,000 times to actually get the weapons to use them. Then it was time to start the Zamrock grind, in which case I did get enough effigies that I was able to level up farming, which was pretty convenient. And then the very next kill, I got a back-to-back. I got a hood and then a shard, and I was like, this is a pretty good hour. I got 6 drops. Oh wait, scratch that, 7. So this was a very, very good Zamrock trip. And the fact that you are able to AFK this boss is wonderful, in which case I will be putting the bar on screen for anyone who else is interested. But do keep in mind, I was using level 80 weapons, the full non-augmented DPS tier 70 armor, and I was using about 240 ectoplasm an hour. So if you want to start AFKing this, if you are having trouble AFKing it, you can use a Vampirism Aura, and you can expect to get 265,000 combat experience per hour. You were all invited to my 99 Necromancy. Turns out nobody showed up. But luckily it did broadcast and the clan chat was able to say congrats, so that did feel a little bit good. And then I finished all 29 Harmonic plates at a whopping 348 kill count. So I was still a little bit unlucky, but luckily not too much. Now that we have 99 Necromancy, you are able to buy the 99 cape at the dock south of the city of Lodestone, and it does cost 99,000 coins. And then you are able to right click and give it a little buff, in which case you will want to do multiply 2. Make your way to the ritual site, and I was destroying all of my Krill Susroff items I did get, which was a little bit sad, but this is needed to upgrade your Necromancy armor DPS from tier 70 to 80 and 90. You will need a total of 19 cloths, in which case all the glyphs nearby, you want to have them all on multiply 2, or if you are 103 Necromancy, you are actually able to use multiply 3s, although you will need powerful ghostly ink, which was a problem, so I just did multiply 2s. This was a bit awkward, but I actually forgot to unlock the tier 95 Curse Prayer from Selena, who is in the chapel to the southeast area of City of So that would have been nice, but then again, I'm not really sure because I was not really using prayer at all for my AFK Hermod or Krill Susroff. So hey, now I got extra DPS. Was on my way to do the fight kill, and I was like, hold up, let's actually make the tier 80 armor, which does require 125 miasma runes. So remember, you will need to have those in pure essence and then use necromancy altars, in which case time for the kiln. I did bring a melee weapon, 6 super restores, 2 holy overloads, ectoplasm, food, and yes, you are able to use a beast of burden. In my case, I did use a yak. And then remember, on waves 10, 20, 30, 34, 35, and 36, there will be Jads spawning in the corners, so you will have to pay attention to that. Even though you do very high DPS, if you do take a hit from a Jad off prayer he still has the potential of killing you. The other monsters to be aware of will be the armadillos. In waves 5 and 19, only one of them will spawn, in which case players will want to use a melee weapon to break the shield, and then once the shield is broken down, you're able to use any style. Now there is one exception, and that is actually wave 28, where 6 of these bad boys will spawn. The goal is you want to hug one corner at a time. If you're in the very center, all of them will be able to use their special attack, in which case they do a typeless type of damage, so you cannot pray correctly to reduce it, in which case it can do, I believe it's up to about 2,000 damage. So if all 6 of them do spec on you, you do have the potential of kissing the floor, and that is extremely brutal. Now, even with the vulnerability crystal, they will still bypass it. I'm not sure if it is intended, but then again, I mean, it could be, since it is a weird typeless type of damage. Once you do get to wave 34, will be Jads for every single phase. The first one, he will spawn in the southeast corner, and he will do his special attack very quickly, so make sure to see what he's doing and then just pray accordingly. Then you are able to focus on the Melior and the Ranger, while at the same time paying attention to Jad, or you can actually focus on Jad. It's just that the 2 other monsters, they may deal a good amount of damage on you, since you will not be praying correctly on them. Now, for wave 35, the Jad will spawn in the northeastern corner, so again, pay very close attention to what he is using, and then just focus on the other monsters. And now, for the Melior, you are able to actually trap him to the south if you run along the east side of it. Now, if you're on the north side, when the Jad does spawn, the Melior will get trapped on the west side. So you want to stand on the south of the middle border. And then this would be the most difficult part, and that would be wave 36. You want to stand in this exact tile on the north part of the rock. Don't do anything. You want to wait until the Jads get to you, then they stop attacking. Then you want to go northeast. Do not go east, because Jad may have the ability to just melee you right off the bat. In which case, now you'll be fighting one Jad at a time. You are able to use the invulnerability crystal, but it's not really needed as long as you are in the correct tile to lure them both correctly. Unless maybe you want to look like a professional and prayer flick both Jads attacking you at the same time. Once that is finally done, we are on the final wave, Hurricane, which is wave 37. For here, Hurricane will only spawn to the south, west, or east. He will not spawn to the north, in which case you can avoid stepping in that quadrant completely, unless you are very low on food, and then these tentacles will spawn. You are able to quickly kill them, and then they pretty much just respawn once you do kill the set of them. And then it's pretty much just a waiting time. I believe you have to wait 30 or maybe 45 seconds for Hurricane to actually do spawn, which can be quite annoying as it will use a bit of your food. Now, once he does spawn, you will want to use all of your thresholds, DPS, use Death Mark, but because I'm using the tier 80 Necromancy armor, it does have a chance per piece to inflict it, in which case once the boss has 30,000 health or less, it is able to finish him off. And then here, I like to use the bloat ability because it is a very strong bleed and it lasts 20 seconds. And then of course, since my DPS was a little bit bad and I have no perks used whatsoever, he's able to do another dig, in which case it's just like a 2 cycle technically. Now we just have to wait another, I believe it's like 72 seconds. So again, it just depends on your food usage. You can stand in the northeast corner and then just wait for the boss to spawn. And then these little tentacles, they do attack the player with range or magic. It will be in their name, but they're pretty easy as you can probably 3-4 hit them. and then you want to build your adrenaline. Don't use anything until the very end where Hurricane does spawn, which is then you want to unleash everything you got. Right there, I got a huge personal record. I beat it by 28 minutes. And then we'll get a little cool animation and a little fun fact. If you use the Spectral Sight ability, you'll actually have the chance to get the melee Kiln cape. In my case, I was only focusing on Necromancy once, so I'll only have that option. And wow, that was actually pretty easy. Probably around 3 or 4 times a week I will do my Reaper task, and I really thought I got a drop, but no. I got 101 Necromancy. I was really hoping for a crest from the Twin Furies. Say goodbye to nearly 11,000 pure essence. This has taken me a long time since I did grind it, but this will be very good as I'll be converting them to the impure essence, which is used to make the Necromancy runes. I just need to figure out how to actually unlock the spells. I believe it's quest locked, so I might need to do 3 or 4 quests. And then for the next video, I'm going to focus on upgrading my weapons and armor to tier 90 and probably try some Rots or Calphite King. But more importantly, I will be looking at the mining and smithing update to see if the primal two-handed sword is actually good or not, since it is tier 100, but it is actually tier 90 for DPS. It will be interesting to find out if it is good or not. But with that, thank you all so much for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.